Ladies and gentlemen, every woman deserves to be treated with respect, love, and admiration, like a queen. But to be treated like royalty, you must first embody the qualities of a queen. Being a queen is not just about appearance or status, it's about confidence, self-respect, and the energy you bring into your relationships. If you want a man to treat you like a queen, here's what you need to do. Before anyone else can see your worth, you must first recognize and embrace it yourself. Loving yourself is not just about feeling good in the moment. It's about deeply valuing who you are, setting standards for how you should be treated, and refusing to accept anything less than respect and appreciation. When you truly love yourself, you project an energy that commands admiration. You don't chase love, you attract it effortlessly. Men, just like everyone else, can sense when a woman carries herself with confidence and self-worth. They can tell when she knows she deserves kindness, respect, and effort, and because of this, they instinctively respond to her with the same level of value she places on herself. Self-love starts with self-care, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Take care of your body, nourish your mind, and protect your peace. Develop hobbies, set goals, and prioritize your happiness. Do not wait for a man to make you feel beautiful or worthy. Recognize your own beauty and worth before anyone else does. Loving yourself also means not settling. It means refusing to tolerate mistreatment, half-hearted efforts, or relationships that drain you. It's about understanding that your time, energy, and emotions are precious, and they should only be invested in someone who truly deserves them. A woman who values herself will never beg for attention or chase after someone who doesn't see her worth, because she knows she is already enough. Additionally, self-love is about embracing your flaws and imperfections. Nobody is perfect, and trying to fit into unrealistic expectations, whether from society, social media, or other people, will only leave you feeling insecure. A queen does not compare herself to others. She stands firm in her uniqueness and radiates confidence in her authenticity. When you love yourself, you naturally teach others how to treat you. If you respect yourself, others will follow suit. If you demand honesty, effort, and kindness in your relationships, the right man will rise to meet those expectations. A queen does not beg for a man's love. She embodies love, and the right man will be drawn to her light. The truth is, men admire and are drawn to women who are secure in themselves. When you exude confidence, independence, and self-respect, you set the tone for how you should be treated. Love yourself first, and the world, including the right man, will love you accordingly. Setting boundaries is one of the most powerful ways to command respect and be treated like a queen. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about defining what is acceptable and unacceptable in your life. When you have clear, firm boundaries, you teach people how to treat you, including men in your relationships. A woman without boundaries is often taken for granted because she allows others to dictate her worth. When you let people overstep your limits, they begin to see you as someone who will tolerate anything. On the other hand, when you confidently express what you will and will not accept, you send a clear message. I respect myself too much to allow mistreatment. This level of self-respect forces others, especially men, to rise to your standards or risk losing you. Why are boundaries important? Boundaries protect your emotional, mental, and even physical well-being. They prevent you from being used, manipulated, or emotionally drained by relationships that do not serve you. When you lack boundaries, you may find yourself constantly sacrificing your happiness to please others. This is not the behavior of a queen. Having boundaries does not mean you are being difficult or high-mannered. It means you have a deep understanding of your value and will not settle for less than what you deserve. The right man will not be intimidated by your boundaries. He will admire you for having them. How to set boundaries in relationships? Know your limits. Before you can set boundaries, you must first define them. What behaviors will you not tolerate? What kind of treatment do you expect in a relationship? What are your emotional needs? A queen is clear on what she will and will not accept. Communicate clearly and firmly. Once you establish your boundaries, communicate them with confidence. You do not need to be rude, but you do need to be direct. For example, if a man only calls or texts you late at night but never makes an effort to see you during the day, make it clear that you will not engage in inconsistency. Enforce consequences. A boundary without consequences is just a suggestion. If a man crosses your boundaries, do not ignore it. Address it immediately, and if necessary, distance yourself from anyone who continuously disrespects your limits. If you tell a man that you do not tolerate dishonesty, but then you forgive him repeatedly for lying, he will not take your boundaries seriously. Stay true to your standards. The biggest mistake women make is setting boundaries, but not sticking to them. If you tell a man that you will not accept certain behaviors, yet you continue to entertain him when he crosses the line, you are showing that your words mean nothing. A queen's power comes from her ability to stand by her principles, even when it's hard. The impact of strong boundaries. When you set and enforce your boundaries, you will quickly notice a shift in how men treat you. Those who are only interested in taking advantage of you will disappear, and those who genuinely value you will step up. A man who truly respects you will never try to push past your limits. He will honor them. Boundaries create a dynamic where a man knows he must bring his best self to the relationship. He understands that you are not someone who will tolerate games, disrespect, or lack of effort. Instead, he will treat you with the care, love, and admiration you deserve because he knows you demand nothing less. A queen does not fear losing a man. She fears losing herself. And that is why boundaries are essential. A true queen understands that real power comes from embracing both her femininity and her inner strength. Society often presents a false choice, either be soft and gentle or be strong and independent. But the truth is, you can be both. A queen knows how to balance grace with resilience, kindness with assertiveness, and warmth with wisdom. When you master this balance, men will naturally be drawn to your presence and treat you with the respect and admiration you deserve. The power of femininity is often misunderstood. Some people see it as weakness, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It is the ability to be nurturing yet firm, soft yet unshakable. Men are naturally wired to admire and protect a woman who radiates feminine energy, not because she is fragile, but because she exudes an effortless grace that commands their attention and respect. Being feminine does not mean being passive. It means embracing qualities like gracefulness, carrying yourself with poise, elegance, and self-respect. The way you walk, talk, and express yourself speaks volumes about your self-worth. Compassion and kindness. A woman who is kind and nurturing naturally draws people toward her, but she is not a doormat. She knows when to give and when to step back. Confidence in your womanhood, owning your femininity, means not feeling the need to compete with men, but rather complementing them. A queen stands in her power without feeling the need to prove herself. A truly feminine woman knows that her presence alone can influence a room. The way she speaks, the way she listens, and even the way she holds eye contact all create an aura of mystery and allure. The strength of a queen. While femininity is about grace, strength is about resilience. A queen does not let life's challenges break her. She stands firm in her values, faces adversity with courage, and never lowers her standards for anyone. Strength comes in many forms, emotional strength. A queen does not let her emotions control her. She feels deeply, but does not allow negative emotions like insecurity, jealousy, or anger to dictate her actions. Instead, she processes her feelings with wisdom and self-control. Mental strength. She is intelligent, thoughtful, and strategic. She makes decisions that benefit her long-term well-being rather than acting impulsively. Independence. A strong woman does not rely on a man for her happiness, success, or identity. She knows that her value does not come from a relationship, but from within herself. The balance between femininity and strength. Many women struggle to find the right balance between being feminine and being strong. Some feel they have to be overly tough to gain respect, while others think they must be overly submissive to be loved. But the truth is, a queen is both. She is soft when she needs to be, and firm when necessary. She can nurture and care for her man while also holding him accountable. She can be romantic and affectionate without losing her independence. She knows when to surrender to love and when to walk away from something that does not serve her. How embracing both transforms the way men treat you. When a man encounters a woman who embodies both femininity and strength, he sees someone truly rare. She is not desperate for validation, nor is she trying to outdo him. She simply exists in her power. Men instinctively want to cherish and protect a woman who embraces her femininity, but they also deeply respect a woman who carries herself with strength. The right man will see you as a prize, someone worth committing to, because he knows you bring a combination of warmth and wisdom, grace and resilience. When you master this balance, you won't have to demand to be treated like a queen. Men will naturally treat you like one. One of the biggest mistakes many women make in relationships is believing words over actions. Sweet talk, compliments, and promises can feel good in the moment, but they mean nothing if they are not backed up by real effort. A queen does not get swept away by words alone. She pays attention to what a man consistently does. Men naturally rise to the challenge when they truly value something. If a man wants you in his life, he will put in the effort to prove it. If he doesn't, no amount of patience, hoping, or waiting will change that. This is why a queen does not settle for half-hearted efforts or empty promises. She requires action, commitment, and consistency. Why effort matters more than words. Anyone can say, "I love you" or "I miss you," but what truly defines love and devotion is action. A man who truly cares about you will show up for you consistently. He doesn't disappear for days or weeks at a time and expect you to be okay with it. Prioritize your happiness. He makes an effort to understand your needs, support your goals, and be present in your life. Follow through on his promises. If he says he will do something, he actually does it. He does not make excuses or leave you wondering where you stand. A queen knows that effort is not just about grand gestures or occasional gifts, it's about consistency. A man who truly values you will show his commitment through everyday actions, not just occasional moments of charm. The danger of falling for empty words. Many women fall into the trap of believing words because they sound beautiful and hopeful. A man might say all the right things. "You're the most amazing woman I've ever met. I see a future with you. I'll do better, I promise." But if his actions don't align with these words, they mean nothing. A queen does not get hypnotized by words alone. She watches how a man treats her over time. Does he prioritize you, or does he only make time when it's convenient for him? Does he put in effort, or does he expect you to be satisfied with just his words? A man who truly wants to be with you will never put you in a position where you have to guess how he feels. His effort will make it clear. To require effort in a relationship. Set high standards from the beginning. A queen does not beg for attention or settle for breadcrumbs. From the very start, make it known that you expect consistency and effort. This doesn't mean being demanding. It means valuing yourself enough to not entertain half-hearted effort. Observe. Don't just listen. Instead of getting caught up in romantic words, watch how a man treats you over time. Is he consistent? Does he show up for you emotionally and physically? Does he keep his word? Actions reveal true intentions far more than words ever will. Do not reward bare minimum effort. Some men will do just enough to keep you around, but not enough to fully commit. If a man only calls when it's convenient for him, only makes plans last minute, or expects you to accept occasional attention instead of consistent effort, he is not treating you like a queen. The moment you settle for less, you teach him that he doesn't need to do more. Be willing to walk away. A queen never begs for effort. If a man is not willing to invest time and energy into making you feel valued, respected, and prioritized, then he is not the right man for you. Walking away from inconsistency is a sign of strength, and it forces a man to either step up or lose you. How men react to women who require effort. When you require effort instead of just accepting words, you will notice a shift in how men treat you. The wrong men, the ones who just want easy access to you, will disappear. But the right men, the ones who genuinely respect and care for you, will rise to meet your standards. Men admire and cherish women who respect themselves enough to require effort. They know that a woman who does not tolerate inconsistency is a woman worth fighting for. A queen does not settle for words. She demands action, and the right man will gladly give it to her. A queen inspires the man in her life to grow, improve, and become the best version of himself, but she does not raise him. There is a difference between being a supportive partner and being a caregiver to a grown man who refuses to take responsibility for his own life. Too many women fall into the trap of trying to fix or save a man, thinking that with enough patience, love, and sacrifice, he will eventually become the man they want him to be. But a queen knows that a man must be willing to grow on his own. She is his partner, not his mother, therapist, or life coach. The difference between support and babysitting: supporting a man's growth means encouraging him to pursue his goals and dreams, being a source of emotional strength when he is facing challenges, offering guidance and perspective when he asks for it, believing in his potential and celebrating his achievements. Babysitting a man, on the other hand, looks like constantly making excuses for his lack of effort or ambition, carrying the emotional weight of the relationship alone, doing everything for him while he remains passive, trying to teach him how to be a responsible adult. A queen knows that a man's personal growth is his responsibility. She can inspire, motivate, and encourage, but she cannot do the work for him. Why some women fall into the trap of babysitting a man. Many women take on the role of a caretaker in relationships because they believe that love means sacrifice. They think, if I just love him enough, he will change. If I just support him through everything, he will eventually step up. But the harsh reality is this: a man will only change if he wants to change. No amount of love, patience, or nurturing can force a man to grow if he is not willing to put in the effort himself. Some women also fall into this role because they fear losing the relationship. They believe that if they stop fixing his problems, stop making excuses for him, or stop carrying all the responsibility, he will leave. But the truth is, the wrong man will take advantage of your effort, and the right man will rise to meet you at your level. How to support his growth without becoming his caretaker. Encourage, don't enable. It's one thing to support a man's dreams and ambitions, but it's another thing to carry him when he refuses to take action. If he keeps making excuses for why he hasn't started that business, gone back to school, or made an effort to improve his life, do not enable that behavior by making excuses for him. Instead, encourage him to take accountability for his own success. Set boundaries on how much you give. A queen does not pour all of her energy into a man who is not reciprocating. If you find yourself constantly giving while he is just taking, it's time to set boundaries. Your love should be a source of strength, not exhaustion. Don't confuse potential with reality. Many women fall in love with a man's potential instead of who he actually is. They see what he could be, not what he is choosing to be. A man's potential means nothing if he is not actively working toward it. Focus on what he is doing now, not what he promises to do in the future. Let him solve his own problems. It's natural to want to help the man you love, but there is a difference between supporting him and solving everything for him. If he is constantly coming to you to fix his mistakes, make his decisions, or rescue him from bad choices, step back and let him take responsibility for his own life. Make sure he invests in you, too. A relationship is not just about what you can do for a man, it's about mutual effort. If you are constantly supporting, encouraging, and uplifting him, but he is not doing the same for you, that is a one-sided relationship. A queen deserves a man who also supports her growth and success. How men react to women who refuse to babysit them. A strong man will respect a woman who challenges him to be better, but a weak man will be intimidated by her. When you stop babysitting a man, you will see his true character. If he is a man of value, he will step up and take responsibility for his life. If he is not, he will blame you for no longer catering to his every need. The right man will appreciate a woman who inspires him without trying to control him. He will recognize that a queen does not waste her energy on a man who refuses to grow. She stands beside a man who is already walking his own path toward greatness. One of the most powerful ways to command respect and be treated like a queen is to maintain your own life, passions, and goals outside of a relationship. A woman who is deeply fulfilled, independent, and purpose-driven is naturally attractive and captivating. She does not lose herself in a man's world because she has built her own. Many women make the mistake of revolving their entire existence around their relationships, slowly abandoning their own ambitions, friendships, and self-development in an attempt to be the perfect partner. But a queen understands that a strong, healthy relationship is not about losing yourself. It's about growing together while still maintaining your individuality. Why keeping your own life matters. A woman who has her own dreams and goals commands respect because she shows that she is not dependent on a man for her happiness or identity. She is with him by choice, not out of need. This creates a dynamic where a man sees her as an equal, not as someone who relies on him for validation or fulfillment. A man will naturally value a woman who is busy building her own empire rather than one who is constantly available at his every call. A queen does not drop everything just because a man enters her life. She continues to nurture her passions, friendships, and goals, knowing that her individuality is what makes her irresistible. The danger of losing yourself in a relationship. Many women unknowingly shrink themselves in relationships, slowly giving up the things that once made them happy. At first, they might cancel plans with friends to spend more time with their partner. Then, they start prioritizing his dreams over their own. Before they realize it, they no longer have an identity outside of the relationship. This often leads to losing self-confidence. When your entire sense of self revolves around a man, your confidence becomes dependent on his validation, feeling unfulfilled. If you abandon your passions and interests, you may find yourself feeling empty, as if something is missing from your life, being taken for granted. When you are too available and give up everything for a relationship, some men may start to take you for granted because they sense that you are prioritizing them over yourself. A queen knows that keeping her own life active and fulfilling is not selfish. It is necessary. The more you nurture your own passions and goals, the more magnetic and intriguing you become. How to keep your own life while in a relationship. Continue pursuing your goals. Never put your dreams on hold for a relationship. Whether it's a career ambition, a business, a creative passion, or personal development, make sure you are actively working towards something that fulfills you. A queen does not wait for a man to give her purpose. She creates her own. Maintain your friendships and social life. A mistake many women make is isolating themselves once they get into a relationship. They stop seeing their friends, stop making time for social activities, and slowly let their world shrink to just their partner. Maintaining close friendships and social connections keeps you balanced and reminds you that your life is not centered around one person. Have hobbies and interests that are yours alone. It's great to share hobbies with your partner, but it's equally important to have passions that are just for you. Whether it's dancing, painting, working out, traveling, reading, or volunteering, make sure you have activities that bring you joy outside of the relationship. Set boundaries on your time. A queen does not drop everything whenever a man wants to see her. She values her time and expects others to do the same. If you have plans, whether it's work, self-care, or time with friends, stick to them. A man will respect you more when he sees that you have a full, vibrant life that does not revolve around him. Keep growing and evolving. Never stop learning and improving yourself. Whether it's taking a class, traveling, learning a new skill, or working on personal development, always strive to become the best version of yourself. A woman who continues to grow remains exciting, confident, and powerful. How men react to women who have their own life. Men are naturally drawn to women who have a sense of purpose and independence. A woman who is confident in her own life challenges a man to step up and match her energy. She is not desperate for his attention because she already feels fulfilled within herself. A man who truly values you will admire your independence and support your dreams. He will not try to control or limit you. He will celebrate your success and growth. A queen does not dim her light for anyone, and the right man will love her for it. A queen understands the power of mystery. She does not lay all her cards on the table at once, nor does she make herself an open book to be read too easily. Instead, she reveals herself in layers, leaving a man constantly intrigued and wanting more. One of the biggest mistakes many women make in relationships is oversharing too soon or being too predictable. While honesty and transparency are important, maintaining a sense of intrigue keeps a relationship exciting and keeps a man invested in the pursuit. Men are naturally wired to love a challenge, and when a woman maintains an air of mystery, she becomes irresistible. Why mystery is so attractive? Mystery is alluring because it sparks curiosity. When something or someone is unknown or unpredictable, it creates a psychological need to explore and uncover more. A man who feels like he already knows everything about you will have less motivation to keep pursuing you. However, when he senses that there is more to discover, he remains engaged and fascinated. Mystery does not mean playing mind games or being secretive in an unhealthy way. It means keeping parts of yourself reserved and allowing things to unfold naturally over time. It is about maintaining an element of unpredictability so that your presence never becomes dull or routine. A woman who embraces mystery does not reveal everything at once. She lets a man uncover her personality, thoughts, and desires gradually, keeps some aspects of her life private. She does not feel the need to share every detail of her day or past unless she chooses to. Remains slightly unpredictable. She does not become too predictable in her habits, conversations, or responses. The dangers of oversharing too soon. Many women feel the need to open up too quickly in an effort to build a connection, but in doing so, they eliminate the natural excitement that comes with discovery. When a man learns everything about you too soon, he may lose the drive to keep learning. Oversharing too soon can take away the excitement of the unknown. If he already knows everything about your past struggles and personal details in the first few weeks, there is nothing left to uncover. Make you seem emotionally dependent. Constantly sharing personal details, problems, or past traumas too early can make it seem like you are seeking emotional validation rather than letting trust develop naturally. Reduce the sense of pursuit. Men enjoy the process of uncovering and learning about a woman over time. When too much is given too soon, the process feels rushed and loses its intrigue. A queen understands that there is power in taking her time to reveal herself. She knows that real intimacy develops over time, not through rushing to share everything all at once. How to stay mysterious and intriguing. Reveal yourself in layers instead of spilling everything about yourself right away. Let a man get to know you over time. Answer questions, but don't always give the full story at once. Leave some details out, allowing curiosity to build. Keep an independent life. A woman who has her own passions, goals, and hobbies naturally remains mysterious because she has a world outside of her relationship. A man should wonder what you're doing when you're not with him, not because you are playing games, but because your life is full and exciting on its own. Be unpredictable. Routine can kill excitement in relationships. Keep things fresh by being a little unpredictable. Surprise him with spontaneous plans. Switch up your appearance occasionally or introduce new experiences. A woman who keeps a man on his toes remains captivating. Master the art of subtle seduction. A queen knows that less is often more when it comes to attraction. Whether it's in how she dresses, how she speaks, or how she flirts, she leaves something to the imagination. She does not seek attention desperately, but rather commands it effortlessly. Let him wonder about your thoughts. You do not always have to explain every feeling, reaction, or thought. Sometimes letting a man wonder what you're thinking keeps him intrigued. Being too emotionally transparent all the time can remove an element of mystery that makes a woman exciting. How men react to a mysterious woman? Men are naturally drawn to women who keep them guessing. A woman who remains a little unpredictable, who doesn't overshare everything too soon, and who has a life of her own keeps a man engaged and wanting more. A queen understands that being mysterious is not about manipulation. It is about maintaining a sense of allure that keeps the relationship dynamic and exciting. The right man will be drawn to the challenge, always wanting to learn more about the woman who keeps him intrigued. A true queen understands that her worth is non-negotiable. She does not stay in situations where she is disrespected, unappreciated, or undervalued. She knows that walking away is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate display of self-respect. Too many women stay in relationships long past their expiration date, hoping that things will change or that a man will suddenly realize her worth. But a queen does not beg for love, attention, or commitment. If she sees that she is not being treated the way she deserves, she is not afraid to walk away, knowing that she would rather be alone than be in the wrong relationship. Why walking away is powerful. The ability to walk away is one of the most powerful things a woman can possess in a relationship. It sends a clear message that she values herself and refuses to tolerate anything less than what she deserves. When a man knows that you are willing to leave if necessary, he will either rise to the occasion and treat you with the respect you deserve, or he will reveal that he was never meant to be in your life in the first place. A woman who is afraid to walk away often finds herself stuck in cycles of mistreatment, constantly making excuses for why she should stay. But a queen understands that staying in a situation where she is not valued only drains her energy and prevents her from finding a relationship that is truly worthy of her. The dangers of staying too long. Many women hold on to relationships that no longer serve them out of fear of being alone, fear of starting over, or fear that they won't find someone better. But staying in a relationship where you are not respected does far more damage than walking away ever could. Staying too long in the wrong relationship can lead to loss of self-worth. When you tolerate mistreatment, your subconscious begins to accept that this is all you deserve. Emotional exhaustion. Constantly trying to make a one-sided relationship work drains you mentally and emotionally. Wasted time. The more time you spend in the wrong relationship, the less time you have to find the right one. Resentment and frustration. Over time, staying in an unhealthy relationship breeds bitterness and unhappiness. A queen does not settle for mediocrity. She knows that walking away from the wrong man creates space for the right one. How to know when it's time to walk away? You are not being respected. Respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship. If a man disrespects you, whether through his words, actions, or neglect, it is a sign that he does not truly value you. A queen never tolerates disrespect, no matter how much she loves someone. You are the only one making an effort. A relationship should never feel one-sided. If you are the only one investing time, energy, and effort while he takes you for granted, it is a clear sign that the balance is off. Love should be a mutual exchange, not a situation where one person is constantly giving while the other is only taking. You have to beg for attention or commitment. A queen does not chase. If a man is inconsistent, avoids commitment, or makes you feel like you have to beg for his time, he is not the right man for you. A man who truly values you will show you through his actions, not just empty words. Your needs are not being met. Love is not just about giving, it is also about receiving. If you constantly feel unfulfilled, unheard, or neglected, it is a sign that the relationship is not serving you. A queen does not sacrifice her own happiness just to keep a man around. You feel more unhappy than happy. Every relationship has ups and downs, but if you are constantly feeling unhappy, anxious, or insecure, it is time to reevaluate. Love should bring more joy than pain, more peace than chaos. If a relationship is draining you more than it is uplifting you, it may be time to walk away. He takes you for granted. A man who knows that you will stay no matter how he treats you has no motivation to change. If he assumes that no matter what he does, you will always be there, he will not put in the effort to value and cherish you. A queen commands respect by showing that she can and will walk away if necessary. How walking away changes everything. When a woman walks away from a situation that no longer serves her, she reclaims her power. She shows that she values herself more than she values the approval of any man. The moment you walk away from a relationship that does not value you, you send a powerful message, not only to the man, but to yourself. You reinforce the belief that you are worthy of love, respect, and a relationship that fulfills you. Many times, walking away is the wake-up call a man needs to realize what he has lost. But whether he changes or not is irrelevant. What truly matters is that you choose yourself. A queen knows that she does not have to settle for anything less than the love and respect she deserves. A queen is not defined by the crown on her head, but by the way she carries herself, the standards she upholds, and the respect she demands. She knows her worth and refuses to settle for anything less than she deserves. She embraces her femininity, maintains her mystery, stays independent, and is not afraid to walk away from situations that do not honor her. When you embody these qualities, men will naturally treat you like a queen, not because you demand it, but because you command it with your presence, confidence, and self-respect. The right man will recognize your value and rise to meet your standards, while the wrong ones will simply fall away. So hold your head high, walk with purpose, and never forget that the way you allow others to treat you is a direct reflection of how you treat yourself. When you respect, love, and cherish yourself first, the world, including the right man, will follow suit.